we'd like to sincerely thank our Patreon supporters.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am outside by the Enclosures, and I'm walking by looking at Onyx and Sapphire laying up on their shelf. Today is feeding day, so they're gonna be getting something to eat a little bit later. I don't wanna get too close to her, so they're so relaxed. Look at him looking at my hands. He is looking to see if I'm holding any food. So funny. And she just wants me away from her. I'll let them relax there and show you what today's video is all about. As you know, so sadly, we had Bubba in this enclosure and it is now empty. We had Miko that was in this enclosure. We need to move his sign to the end of the row because we moved Miko into his own brand new enclosure that was set up specifically for him. Miko is out in his enclosure and he is loving it. He's out on the shelf already this morning, and he's been on that one big main log quite a bit lately. So it's really cool to see him in here. And he's already out looking for some sunlight. But what I want to do is, obviously, as I've been telling you in the last video showed, we made a big push trying to get row 4 plugging along. I want to get these next 2 enclosures done. So what we have is my good friend Sean Hong is sending a T-positive female to try with our T-negative male. So what we would do is put our T-negative female, Peggy, into this enclosure. So we're gonna make some small changes. We're still discussing the substrate, whether we're gonna top this with sand, which I don't know if that's good contrast to see the albinos, or if we're gonna dig it out a little bit and top it with mulch, which is totally fine out here. We could top it with mulch, we'll have a good contrast. I wanna see them cleaner is what I wanna see. So we may do that in her enclosure and his, and I guess the T-positive we would do mulch as well. So we would set them all up the same. I need hide boxes in both of these, water trays, fix the substrate, and add a couple branches to them. I already have the doors made for these 2. I need to strip the front of the enclosures, my corral board stripping across all of this to hold the screen, and then it is necessary to hang the doors on. The door is a 2x thickness plus the trim over it. So the trim has to be here to physically hang the door for it all to set right. So I would have to finish this divider and this divider, get those 2 slabs poured, woof, hang the doors, shelves, hide boxes, substrate, all that good stuff. I think the animals come Thursday. Today is Tuesday. So let's take that whole emergency out of it. If that female comes, all I have to do is have this one enclosure done for that female to move in. And as this one gets finished by the weekend, we'll move her over. This video is going to be about getting the enclosures done as far as we can. So I'm going to get started. I think I have the lumber to do 2 hide boxes initially. We'll get those 2 hide boxes in. And then I already had the doors built. We can hang the doors, maybe strip the front of them. We'll get everything we can done. So with that male and that female, we should be able to produce coral albino water monitors. They should do fine outside. If we feel like we need more shade, we can order sunshade to go over their enclosures to create it a little more special, a little bit more suited towards them. But from what we've seen, they enjoy the natural sunlight just as much as the other water monitors. We've never had our pair outside. And I feel like getting them out of that small enclosure, we'd be able to interact with them quite a bit more. And we need to shake it up. They've been a little more nervous when I've tried pairing them, and we've actually, so they don't get hurt, have walked away from the pairing quite a few times. More on the female being aggressive. So trying him with a different female really could be good. And did I say that Sean was also sending a black dragon female with all of that? So we have a black dragon female to pair with black dragon males to get all black dragons again. So that could be really cool. I'm gonna get started. All right, and I'm back. We actually have friends in town, Susie and Sean from Ship Your Reptiles and Ship Your Aquatics. They came to visit for a couple days. They just went to Aquashella, and they had plans this morning, but the weather has kind of changed the plans. I didn't think I had any help today, but Sean walked out and he's like, I'm helping you, man. So I've never finished trimming this much this fast, Sean, so I have to thank you for that. That's incredible. We're putting the last piece on, so we've finished everything on the back side and everything on the front side in the hallway. So we are ready to get those doors that I already have built hung. In fact, we've already trimmed up one enclosure past where we needed to. It was just easy. I was trimming it at the same time. Sometimes it's easier when you're making cuts to make a couple more. So we're gonna go ahead and get these two doors hung. All right, let me close this door here real quick. Onyx is crawling in there with Sapphire as we speak. And now you're starting to see the walls getting done. So I will be able to level this ground a little bit and pour or screw my concrete form on there. These are the supports that keep all the boards nice and even. That one will stay. This area will turn into a door, and the door will tie all that together. I can't believe how much we're getting done with Sean helping. It's incredible. This all still needs to be stapled, but again, that form will go onto this side of the wall. If this is a female, that would be the area for her lay box. And he is doing that last wall, which is incredible. We do the two doors for that one. We don't have to do the stripping on here if I do just one more door. That way, if that animal did get past this screen, that is just staples, even though it is staples every 2 inches, it would still go into another enclosure until the airlock and whatnot is done. He's doing the finishing touches to the strips. We're gonna stop for lunch. Very cool. And you can see this is what it looks like before he ties them all together. They're all staggered in different directions. And once you tie them together, it's a nice clean wall. All right, we're back. We're taking a break from building. Like I said, it's feeding day. We have Susie and Sean here from Ship Your Reptiles and Ship Your Aquatics?
Ship Your Aquatics, Ship Your Flora,
Ship Your
Invertebrate, and Ship Your Seaman.
You owe me a sticker for that still.
I owe you a sticker.
That's just so funny to me. So funny. All right. Kagan usually does a good job getting Miko to crawl all over his enclosure.
Oh, I love it.
But it is me instead of Kagan, so.
I just want to eat it by your shoes.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
They do love my shoes.
Gulp, gulp.
Don't see this. See this.
Oh, yeah.
And he's been using this new log and resting up on this log quite a bit. And up on the higher part of it. So happy we finally got a place to use this piece of wood. I love that piece of wood.
You dropped a piece, bud.
Gulp.
Got one more. Go. He still has one more little nugget on his shelf. We'll leave him with that. And are we gonna check in on Onyx next?
Onyx.
I cannot wait for them to. Susie, are you gonna feed Onyx?
I'll feed Onyx.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then just lead him like over that way. Maybe even up on that box. That's great. He is a big boy.
God, you are huge. You want it all? There you go.
hear his
Cool.
teeth clattering against that bone.
Yeah.
They don't have massive teeth though. See if you can't get them to raise up for it.
Oh yeah. Monster. God. Here, puppy. There you go.
It's just a little bit of bluff, that's all it is. No, you don't want that rock. Now she's always been a really heavy female, and I've been working really hard to keep her body weight down a little better. As she eats this big old chunk. But I think she just laid, so you can see her hips right now. She needs a little pop of food, but
All right, we've got Alexander coming out.
Oh yeah. Awesome. There you go.
it's kind of weird, his positioning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He just did.
Oh yes, it was so gentle.
He grabbed softer than Pete does.
Yeah. What a good boy. Hey. Are you full? My leg isn't a chicken leg.
All right, guys. Next step is to get these hide box slabs done. So I'm going to use all these buckets of dirt that we're moving, get them in there, load it up, and then I'm gonna pour that concrete today. Also gonna try and get those doors hung today and purchase the materials to do the shelving and get these suckers wrapped up in the next day or two. Okay, I have my forms made on both sides of that wall. And now I'm gonna get that concrete poured. Like I said, I always load that slab up with dirt. That's gonna be about 2 inches thick over that dirt. And then it has that little wall. All right, this is where we're at now. I have those 2 doors hung. I still need to do the pulls inside of the enclosures so I don't get locked in. So waiting for that concrete to dry before I can do anything else in them. But we don't need this enclosure for this video. It's easier to do 2 doors at a time. So I was knocking out 2 doors. Or also, if this is the end animal, to not put strips, I believe I already said this, on the outside of the screen, it's good to have this cage done. Just in case the animal pushed through there, there is another enclosure there. It's working like an airlock. Yeah, so this got the door. I did get some of the shelving done. I'm missing 1 2x4. I'll get that with my materials tomorrow. This still needs to get dug out and mulched. All the wood, plants, the lay box, because the female is going in here. And then the staples need to be ground off where I went back and stapled. So we have to check all that. But this enclosure, which used to be Miko's, Kagan dug it out, got the mulch in here. So now there's like 3+ inches of mulch. She put the wood back. Now this is for a male, so it doesn't need the lay box. heated high box, not plugging it in because he's not in here yet. But I think this is good. Still needs his water. It's getting there. So I am going to work on the pulls for these locks so I don't get locked in, and make a list for everything I need from the hardware store tomorrow to get these two finished. All right, guys, today is an exciting day. We're going to be moving them outside. We have the male's enclosure minus his water tub is ready to go. The female's enclosure is ready. I've got her hide box in, I've built her lay box, blocked it off. I still have one more 2x4 to add to that this morning, and then I'm gonna figure out her wood. Now, because of their limited vision, they're not gonna need as much stuff to climb on. They need to find their way to their sunning shelf and their way to get shade. And we're gonna have to really monitor them if they need more shade to add it, whether it's putting some shade cloth over them. Maybe in the summertime, we may shade cloth the entire top of their enclosure. I don't know yet. Yeah, her water tub. And I think that's it. Yeah, and I say we, Kagan dug out the dirt on this one perfect and then dug it all in the back so I could do the lay box. I am waiting for my Zoomed habitat heaters to set up in that lay box, and then I can get my dirt mixture in there, and that'll be for both of them. But that's ready to go when she is, and I'm gonna get to work on it. It's gonna be super cool carrying them out here and putting them in these enclosures. Okay, we are in the garage in front of the Albino's enclosures. Ooh, if you guys saw that, that was just a blind. She just blindly tried to bite at something moving.
So she thought it was food.
She thought it was food. Now, these two animals haven't been getting natural UV, and we are super excited to give that to them. We have had both of them like calmly in our arms. It seems like she calms down, but we do have a box ready if that's necessary. Poor Kagan. Just got to really get in there to get her out with her face, her arm. Woof. Yeah. So we've seen her latch on to the male with a mistake bite. So what do we think? Should I carry the box just in case? Yeah. Just in case she gets too rowdy, we're gonna carry her box, and then we could put her in it if we need to. But I'm sure all this sunlight is sensory overload.
She seems like she's doing really well.
Yeah, lots of massive tongue flicks. So excited to do this.
I know.
And with the new substrate, we should see, after this shed, some lizards that get clean and stay clean.
Yeah.
I see everyone else post their albinos and they're so pretty and
awesome.
clean. And she almost looks like a black dragon. 50% of her. More of a brown dragon.
You're being so good, girl. Miss Peggy.
The other amazing thing about this enclosure is we're actually going to be able to interact. I don't like small cages where you have to stick your face in to interact with your
You saw
lizard.
what it was like for me trying to go in there just then.
Yeah, it's a very awkward position.
Where do you think? On a shelf or down on the ground?
Oh, the ground or the water? Let's see, is the water? No, that's decent temperature. She's never had a water thing that big yet. And that's not big. So.
What do you think, girl?
It's in that shed. Wow. It is. It's a massive difference.
Yeah.
They also have never had a hide box. Since I've owned them, they've never had a hide box, but with their limited vision, it's not something they seek to do. The security of not seeing dangers is pretty much everything for them. And of course, right away, she finds herself in a little tight spot there. Well, let's go move the male, and I'm sure we're gonna see some really cool interactions today. Now, I was just asking what that is you're wearing on your arms, and I don't know, maybe someone else doesn't know what they are. I have never seen arm chaps before.
You have.
I have?
When I brought Miko down, I wore these.
Oh, and I probably questioned them then.
You absolutely did. But they're called arm chaps, and I believe they're for welders or somebody that, you know, works in construction to protect the forearm. But I wanted something to be able to interact with lizards, touch them and feel them, but put them on my forearm and not get shredded. Completely shredded, because Miko's claws are sharp.
Awesome.
All right. Hey, Al.
He's a much more significant lizard.
I was just holding that girl. Do you smell her?
I would love to see some head twitching. Now, Tom Holt is going to get these enclosures, and we're going to deliver them up. That's a little nudge that...
Yeah, well, I'm doubly protected right here, so I wanted to see what he was going to do.
Yeah. Might as well do that instead of when you put your face all close to him. He definitely smells his female. At least he's not holding on to anything. Oh. You know what I didn't do?
Bring the box.
Bring the box closer. He's not starving.
No.
I think the exercise in the bigger enclosure would be great for him as well. More room to crawl around, and she's doing an amazing job of controlling his head away from her body. This is not an animal that we handle almost at all.
Yeah.
Only if we separate them or introduce them for the purpose of breeding do we really pick them up. All right, well, we've made it past the box.
He's like, this is fine.
Yeah, we can do this. Getting a little antsy right at the end. He's already up on her screen. He's already crawling through his water.
Good job, Al.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot. We may have to show them their hide boxes this afternoon so they know where that is. I know that some lizards don't register that those flaps are not a solid surface. Their face hits the flaps and they just assume that it's something solid and not something they can walk through. Just like you have to train your dog with a doggy door. Here we go. An eversion and pooping in the water. There's your... That was not a full eversion.
Thanks for not doing that on me.
Yeah.
That was cool, man.
Look at the beautiful peach on his head.
We've been talking about this for so long, getting these animals out here. How good does it feel to actually see them in their enclosures?
Oh, it feels amazing. Now the wood that we have in here is a nice hard wood, so the wood's gonna last like I said, I didn't add too many branches because I really think that they're going to go up, sun themselves, and they're going to spend a lot of time in the shade. One thing, you know, they do have screen in their other enclosures, but I am a little worried. A lot of the animals, when you move them to an outdoor screened enclosure, usually break a couple toenails off because they're not used to climbing on the screen. They'll get a toe caught when they're transitioning or falling or something like that. So they haven't been able to climb up 8 feet and turn around. They've only had that little front of their other enclosure. And they will explore around. They're going to look for every little weak spot in these enclosures all day long. He's smelling what's been in there before. That used to be Miko's enclosure where he is.
I'm gonna get your toe.
Now they're used to my sounds because they're in a high traffic area. They always have been in a high traffic area. So they're not alarmed by us talking, us walking by them. I mean, it's great to see, like, I've never seen their eyes in this much sunlight. Handsome boy. Tongues are working overtime. Every little thing. So we're gonna let them settle in and see if they don't end up somewhere to sun themselves on a shelf, or see where they end up. And today is also egg day, so we'll be able to feed them some eggs out here as well. All right, we're walking in with the male, Al, and he has been climbing around a lot and really using the space more than we thought. Oh. He knows that smell.
Yeah, he does.
Aw. I love that they're outside now.
You're in a, oh, good one.
Yeah.
Nicely done, Al.
Beautiful. His body weight really is perfect. He seems so much more aware out here. I really like it. And we just need him to learn his hide box. And she, Peggy, now we were going to pair him this time around. And we thought our timing was off when we tried. She's above me. She's above the doorway. This is how much digging she's done. So she has really disturbed all of the mulch.
Just since earlier today. This hasn't even been a full 24
Yeah,
hours.
this is, the entire cage has been dug up. Which, look at the amount of mulch that she has flung into the entrance of her hide box. So, I think we're gonna have to get this done for her in the next day or two. She is above the doorway. Not an ideal place to eat an egg, but maybe if Kagan gets smaller eggs, I have a feeling she's still gonna drop it on you though. She's like, wait a second, I know that smell. Oh, hopefully she doesn't fall from there. Yeah, that's a precarious place to swallow. Oh, beautiful. How pretty her eyes are. Now she knows that another egg will be coming, but let's see. Ooh, perfect. in the next coming weeks, we'll try and get some good shorts and some other good video of them out here enjoying their water, enjoying their enclosures. Oh, knew that was gonna happen. You can see she's been in and out of this water tub. There's mulch all over in it. He's in his right now, crawling out. So much, they look so happy. I love it, absolutely love it. Miko's video was a very happy video for me, getting him outside and an enclosure set up for him. And this has been a longer time coming, but equally is happy. Oh yeah, she is voraciously hungry. Oh, yeah, she just dropped another egg. She's just in a bad spot. We'll just have to leave 2 more maybe on the ground for her and let her find them on her own. All right, I'm gonna try and crawl underneath her and hopefully she doesn't fall off the shelf on top of me.
She went for you.
She did? She went for me? Uh-oh. Funny. Good stuff. Well, that's a happy ending. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Check us out on our other platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We're trying to monetize some other platforms so we can make this work. We appreciate you guys. Until next time.